Book 1 of a new fantasy series, Blue Tara, or How is a Hyacinth Macaw Parrot Like a Tibetan Goddess? Chapter 3, Part 3. The sun had gone down on the cherry wood in my studio, glowing softly from the vintage Art Deco wall sconces, sole surviving fixtures from the room's old hotel days. I looked at Tara. Tara looked at me. Suddenly the room went dark. Not dark as an absence of light, dark as an absence of existence. I lost all reference to reality. I was floating in a void. I felt weightless. Astronauts at least could see the world below their feet, albeit 200 miles below their feet. I could see nothing. I sensed nothing. I heard nothing, not even my own heart beating. It was as if a black hole suddenly opened in my apartment from which no light or existence could escape. After a few moments, or it could have been a few eons with no anchor to measure time or space, after a few moments, a bluish orb formed and commenced glowing in the center of the room, if there could be assumed to be a center of anything in this blackness. The bluish orb commenced vibrating, then spinning, then growing, eventually encompassing the entire space of my existence. A damp pungent heat enveloped me and assaulted my senses, as if I had just stepped into a savannah summer afternoon. I struggled to breathe from the oppressive weight of this phenomenon which came on me from every direction. Black nothingness coalesced into a brilliant blue somethingness. My brain struggled to comprehend the new construction of space and time before me. The glowing orb became searing blue light and heat, which turned into an apparition and then a solid construct. She stood before me. Tara, I nervously offered. My entire life's philosophy of existence and reality flew out the windows. She stood easily 6 feet tall, with change to spare, totally butt naked. Her only adornment was one huge battle axe hanging from a loop around her waist. Her long hair cascading over her shoulders was so black it shed light. Her crystalline blue skin glowed, not from the light in the room, but from the heat emanating from her body. Her body rippled with muscles. Most frightening and entrancing of all, however, was her one gleaming yellow eye. She sported one pendulous breast. Jagged scars cut across her face and chest where her left eye and her left breast should have been. She appeared frighteningly beautiful and beautifully frightening. Don't be afraid, Tara finally said. Her voice had changed. Instead of a parrot's voice, I now heard the sultriest voice ever spoken since Lauren Bacall's Slim asked Humphrey Bogart, Steve, you know how to whistle, don't you, Steve? I didn't even pretend to understand how she could speak a language I could understand. You see me as I really am. In my shock, I could barely muster a reply. What are you, I finally managed to ask. Everything will be explained in due time, she offered. We have all of eternity, if we choose it. I sensed that with her time and space really could be molded to suit her needs. But now I want you, she said. For what was the best response I could offer? Come here, she said, stepping up to me. It occurred to me she could have demanded that I step up. She placed her hands on my shoulders and pulled me to her. Her crystalline blue glowing skin seemed strangely cool and soft to my touch, like Tara's feathers, even though I could feel the heat radiating from her body. She stuck her one breast in my chest. Don't be afraid, she whispered in my ear. Her black tongue flicked out of her mouth and swept across my chin, and then my lips. I reflexively put my arms around her, mostly to keep from falling over. I commenced shaking. She pushed her tongue into my mouth like Napoleon's Grand Army marching into Russia, broad, strong, and determined. She met no resistance from me. One of her hands went up inside the back of my shirt, the other hand slid into my pants. At that point, my consciousness dissolved into a state of unconscious being, and I passed out. When I finally came to, I found myself sprawled out on my apartment floor. The time was well into the day. I found myself totally naked, not even any clothes strewn across the floor. I rolled over in an attempt to gain my bearings. Tara the parrot sat quietly and calmly on her perch in the window, one foot in a napping position, gently preening her feathers with her big beak. She ruffled her feathers when she saw me stirring. What the fuck, I said, not a question, but a statement. This will be after